Ever felt a rush after making a purchase, even when you knew you probably shouldn't have? Maybe it was a phone, a last minute trip, something that went on a credit card. And for a moment, it felt relieving. It probably felt good to you. This video isn't about blaming you for that feeling. It's about understanding how and why it happens, and how your brain can quietly get addicted to the cycle of spending and borrowing. Because once you see the pattern, you can stop letting it run your life. The brain's reward system. So, guys, I want to talk about dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It evolved to help reinforce behaviors that helped humans survive, such as reproduction and eating, and especially bonding. So, when you did something useful, dopamine said, remember this, do it again, and the most important part, repeat it. The problem is, in this day and age, this modern consumerism is something that your brain just hasn't caught up to yet. Today, that same reward system is something that gets activated when you buy something new, even when you shouldn't have. Let's say a package arrives, you click confirm order, or even you swipe that credit card. Your brain doesn't register debt, it registers reward. And that's the dopamine hit that you're getting. And this is the key part, guys. Your brain recognizes and prioritizes now versus later, leaving that out of the subject. The pleasure becomes immediate, but the consequences become delayed. So neurologically, the purchase feels good and it feels real, but the bill does not. We love to set that aside and make sure we really never see that total. The debt loop. I need to eat some of this shit. So this is where the loop begins, and it usually starts small. A new credit card pops up, a buy now, pay later option comes up on your purchases, and it gives you that extra incentive to go ahead with the purchase, and things like 0% interest for however many months. You make a purchase, and then dopamine spikes in your brain, and then your brain starts to chase that feeling again. It just wants more and more. You like to look for deals just to justify your purchase, and you tell yourself this is temporary, or I'm just gonna make it back next week, so it's fine. Each swipe reinforces the pattern, but it's regardless of whether that balance is still growing. And this is the kicker, guys. After all of this, you end up making the minimum payment on your credit cards. And for a brief moment, your brain feels relief. That same relief creates a dopamine response, and it tricks your brain into thinking that the problem is handled and you don't have to deal with it anymore. So that's how the cycle continues, and it turns into this loop of spending, feeling that relief, and then finding something else to spend on. Not because you're irresponsible, but because that's what your brain was designed to do. It was designed to not really attack comfort in that way. You really have to create that consistency within yourself in order to really attack that comfort. External triggers. Now we're going to go ahead and add the outside world to this topic. Marketing doesn't sell products, it sends dopamine anticipation. It creates that excitement. Social media doesn't show reality, it's just a highlight reel for everybody to post the best of the best. And you're constantly exposed to these lifestyles and new purchases and new things out there that you can throw your money away on. And comparison quietly turns into pressure. You start to compare yourself, and that just leads you down a rabbit hole that nobody should have to feel. And these ads that are on constantly in social media, like YouTube, any streaming services, these ads, they're not random. They're specifically designed for you to stop and hit the exact time when your brain is most vulnerable. And that's not weakness, that's just basic neuroscience being taken advantage of and exploited. But here's the good news, guys. Awareness really breaks that spell. Start by identifying what you're doing and what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Stop yourself in the middle of things that you really shouldn't be doing. Stress spending, boredom, just scrolling, and making purchases because you compared yourself to somebody and now you feel less or you feel inferior to them. Dopamine drives on speed, guys. The quicker the decision it is, the faster you'll probably make it. But clarity thrives on taking that pause and really understanding where you're at and making yourself grounded. Delay purchases, create that friction, Remove those saved cards and stop chasing relief, guys. And you want to really build those new reward pathways. You really want to celebrate the progress that you're making in your life. Track consistency instead of tracking your status or what you think people think about you outside your nice small bubble. And most importantly, you choose peace over overstimulation. And over time, your brain relearns what safety feels like. That's how you don't just escape debt, but you really rewire yourself for financial freedom. Guys, if this resonated with you at all, it's not because you're bad at with money. It's because your brain learned a pattern and your brain can unlearn that pattern as well. And that's what this channel is all about, training your mind so your money can finally follow. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.